Hello, everyone, and welcome back to MS Dina English. I'm Dina, and I'm very happy that you are here with us today.
And I'm Tom. It's wonderful to have you with us again, wherever you are listening from.
Maybe you are relaxing at home, taking a walk, traveling to work, or enjoying a quiet moment with a cup of tea.
Wherever you are, we hope you feel comfortable and ready to practice English with us.
Today, we are going to explore a very useful topic for intermediate English learners.
We will talk about 4 expressions that help you connect ideas in a more natural and advanced way.
These expressions are although, even though, nonetheless, and nevertheless.
You may already know some of these words, but many learners feel confused about when and how to use them.
Don't worry. By the end of this episode, you will understand the differences and feel more confident using them in conversation and writing.
Our English today is designed for B1 to B2 learners, so we will speak clearly and explain everything step by step.
As always, you do not need to understand every single word perfectly. Just relax, listen carefully, and focus on the meaning.
Before we begin, here is a simple question for you to think about.
Can you remember a time when two opposite ideas happened at the same time?
For example, maybe you felt tired, but you still finished your work.
Or perhaps it was raining, but you decided to go outside anyway.
English has special words that help us connect these opposite ideas.
And today, we are going to learn exactly how to use them.
Let's start with the words although and even though because they are very similar.
Both expressions introduce contrast. They show that one thing happened despite another situation.
Listen to this sentence. Although I was tired, I finished my homework.
The first part tells us about a difficulty. The second part tells us what happened anyway.
Here is another example. Although it was cold, we went for a walk.
In these examples, the information after although gives background information.
Now let's replace although with even though.
We can say, even though I was tired, I finished my homework.
Or, even though it was cold, we went for a walk.
The basic meaning stays the same, but there is an important difference.
Even though sounds stronger and more emphatic.
Yes, it suggests that the contrast is surprising or more dramatic.
Imagine this situation. You have a terrible headache, but you still go to work.
You could say, even though I had a terrible headache, I went to work.
Using although is possible, but even though emphasizes how difficult the situation was.
Think of even though as adding extra emotional weight to the sentence.
Let's compare 2 examples.
Although she was nervous, she gave the presentation.
And now, even though she was extremely nervous, she gave the presentation.
The second sentence feels stronger because the challenge seems bigger.
Here is a useful tip. Both although and even though are followed by a subject and a verb.
For example, although he was busy, or even though they arrived late. We do not say, although being tired in everyday conversation.
Instead, we say, although I was tired.
Now let's practice together with a few examples.
Although she studied hard, she didn't pass the exam.
Although he earns a good salary, he saves very little money.
Although the restaurant was expensive, the food was delicious.
Even though I had never cooked before, I made dinner for my family.
Can you hear how both expressions connect 2 ideas that seem to go in different directions?
Now let's move to 2 other words that learners often see in books, articles, and formal conversations.
These words are nonetheless and nevertheless.
They may look difficult at first, but their meaning is actually simple.
Both words mean something similar to however or despite that.
They connect 2 complete sentences and show contrast.
Listen to this example. The weather forecast predicted heavy rain. Nonetheless, we decided to have a picnic.
The first sentence gives us one piece of information.
The second sentence shows an unexpected result.
We can also say, the weather forecast predicted heavy rain. Nevertheless, we decided to have a picnic.
In most situations, nonetheless and nevertheless have almost exactly the same meaning.
Now, Tom, we said that nonetheless and nevertheless have almost the same meaning, but are they used in exactly the same way?
In most situations, yes. Both words introduce a surprising result after a challenge or difficulty.
For example, we can say the project was difficult. Nonetheless, the team finished it on time.
Or, the project was difficult, nevertheless, the team finished it on time.
Both sentences sound natural and correct.
However, these words are usually more formal than but or however.
That means you will often see them in articles, presentations, business emails, and academic writing.
Native speakers use them in conversation too, but less often.
So, if you are talking with friends, you will probably hear but and however more frequently.
Exactly. Still, understanding nonetheless and nevertheless will help you sound more advanced.
Let's look at a few more examples.
She had very little experience. Nonetheless, she got the job.
The traffic was terrible. Nevertheless, we arrived on time.
He had many responsibilities at work. Nonetheless, he always found time for his family.
The movie received negative reviews. Nevertheless, many people enjoyed it.
Notice that we usually put a period before these words and a comma after them.
That punctuation pattern is very common in writing.
We can also place them in the middle of a sentence.
For example, the task was difficult. Nevertheless, we completed it successfully.
Or, she felt nervous. Nonetheless, she answered every question confidently.
Now let's compare all four expressions together.
Great idea. Comparison makes learning easier.
Listen carefully to these examples.
Although it was raining, we went for a walk.
Although it was raining heavily, we went for a walk.
It was raining. Nonetheless, we went for a walk.
It was raining. Nevertheless, we went for a walk.
Can you hear the difference?
Although and even though introduce a dependent clause.
In contrast, nonetheless and nevertheless connect two complete ideas.
Also, even though adds stronger emphasis.
And nonetheless and nevertheless sound more formal.
Here is another quick example.
Although I was busy, I called my friend.
Although I was extremely busy, I called my friend.
I was busy, nonetheless, I called my friend.
I was busy, nevertheless, I called my friend.
The meaning stays similar, but the style changes.
Now let's talk about common mistakes that learners make.
One common mistake is using although with another connector in the same sentence.
For example, some learners say, although I was tired, but I continued working.
This sentence is incorrect because although already shows contrast.
The correct sentence is, although I was tired, I continued working.
Or you can say, I was tired, but I continued working.
Another mistake is forgetting that nonetheless and nevertheless connect complete sentences.
For example, this sentence sounds strange. Nonetheless, being tired, I finished the report.
Instead, say, I was tired, nonetheless, I finished the report.
Or simply say, although I was tired, I finished the report.
Here is one more important point.
Some learners worry too much about choosing between nonetheless and nevertheless.
The good news is that you usually do not need to worry.
In modern English, they are almost interchangeable.
If you choose either one correctly, people will understand you perfectly.
What matters most is understanding the sentence structure.
Exactly. Grammar first, style second.
Let's make this lesson more personal. Tom, can you think of a real example from your own life? Sure. Last year, I wanted to improve my fitness.
That sounds like a good goal.
Although I was very busy with work, I exercised 3 times a week.
Great example.
And here is another one. Even though I felt tired after work, I still went for a walk.
That shows strong motivation.
The weather was cold and windy. Nevertheless, I continued my routine.
Excellent. You used all three expressions naturally.
What about you, Dina? Do you have an example?
Yes. Although I was nervous when I started teaching online, I enjoyed it very quickly.
That is interesting.
Even though I made a few mistakes at the beginning, I kept learning.
That is exactly how progress happens.
The first months were challenging. Nonetheless, I became more confident over time.
These examples show that we often use these expressions when we talk about personal growth and life experiences.
They help us describe challenges, effort, and success in a more meaningful way.
And they also make our English sound more natural and connected.
Now that we understand the meaning and structure of these expressions, let's practice them in a more natural conversation.
Great idea. Listening to real examples helps us remember new language more easily.
Tom, imagine that you planned a weekend trip to the mountains.
Okay, I'm ready.
The weather forecast says there will be heavy rain all weekend. Would you still go?
That depends. Although I enjoy hiking, I do not like walking in heavy rain.
That makes sense.
Even though I really want to take the trip, I might decide to stay home.
Interesting. So the rain could change your plans.
Yes, the hotel reservation is already paid for. Nevertheless, I think safety is more important.
That is a smart decision. What about you? Although I prefer sunny weather, I would probably still go.
Really?
Yes, even though the conditions might not be perfect, I think the experience could still be enjoyable.
That is a positive attitude.
The forecast sounds disappointing. Nonetheless, I would try to make the best of the situation.
Excellent examples, Dina.
Thank you. These expressions appear naturally when we talk about choices, challenges, and unexpected results.
Exactly. They help us connect ideas in a more interesting way.
Now let's review what we learned today.
First, although introduces contrast between two ideas.
It is followed by a subject and a verb.
For example, although I was nervous, I gave the presentation.
Second, even though has a similar structure and meaning.
However, it adds stronger emphasis.
For example, even though I was extremely nervous, I gave the presentation.
Third, nonetheless and nevertheless connect complete ideas.
They usually appear at the beginning of a new sentence or after a semicolon.
Both words are more formal than but or however.
For example, the task was difficult. Nonetheless, we completed it.
Or, the task was difficult. Nevertheless, we completed it.
Remember that although and even though are conjunctions.
And nonetheless and nevertheless are conjunctive adverbs.
You do not need to memorize those grammar terms perfectly.
The important thing is understanding how each expression connects ideas.
Here is one simple practice activity for you.
Think about something challenging in your life right now.
Then create 4 sentences about it.
Use although in the first sentence.
Use even though in the second sentence.
Use nonetheless in the third sentence.
And use nevertheless in the 4th sentence.
This exercise will help you notice the differences in structure and tone.
You can write your sentences in a notebook or in the comments section.
We always enjoy reading your examples.
Before we finish, let's learn a few useful words from today's episode.
The first word is emphasis.
Emphasis means giving extra importance to something.
Even though adds more emphasis than although.
The next word is contrast.
Contrast means a difference between two ideas or situations.
Another useful word is formal.
Formal language is usually used in professional, academic, or serious situations.
We also used the word interchangeable.
Interchangeable means that two things can often replace each other.
In many cases, nonetheless and nevertheless are interchangeable.
Finally, we talked about structure.
Structure means the way something is organized.
Understanding sentence structure helps you communicate more clearly.
We hope today's lesson helps you feel more confident using these expressions.
Remember, learning grammar is not only about memorizing rules.
It is about noticing patterns and using them in real situations.
You do not need to use these expressions perfectly from the beginning.
The more you listen, read, speak, and write, the more natural they will become.
Even though English can sometimes feel challenging, small practice sessions create big results.
You may make mistakes along the way. Nonetheless, every mistake is part of learning.
Progress is not always fast. Nevertheless, consistent practice makes a difference.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. We hope you enjoyed learning with us and found these examples useful.
If you liked this episode, share it with a friend who is learning English.
And tell us in the comments which expression feels easiest for you to use.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and be patient with yourself.
We'll see you again soon in another episode of Miss Dina English.
Until next time, take care and keep learning.